Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, August the 27th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I am so glad that you are all here on a Tuesday night, and I hope that you are happy to be here as well. See a lot of familiar faces. Viper getting back from the Bahamas, it looks like, which is pretty cool. Gary, I actually think it was Coach Rob that maybe gifted you your membership, or maybe it was actually Doodle. There's a few people, actually a lot of people that were gifting memberships last stream. Very generous, very grateful to them, and you were one of the beneficiaries for sure. So welcome everyone. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame members, and we have a brand new Hall of Fame member. There he is, Rinketic Sport Agenda, RSA, joining our Hall of Fame ranks, which was awesome. And no, I'm not infamous, I'm not famous, I'm just Clay. So welcome to Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, and thanks to all of you for watching. Know how much I always appreciate you. Never, ever take you for granted. Whether you're watching my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. I know you know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you. Like I said, I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved today. You can subscribe. So you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like the video. 30 of you in here already, which is great. 10 likes. So let's bump that up, you guys. You can leave a donation. Many of you so generous on Sunday night, and I was so grateful. It all happened in the last 5 minutes of the stream, but I was so grateful for that. So thank you. You can gift memberships like many of you have been doing. Thank you. You can buy your own membership like RSA and Doodle just did. I think Duncan did as well. There were like 3 or 4 of them that bought their own memberships on Sunday night, which is pretty cool. You can upgrade your own membership. RSA upgraded on the spot to Hall of Fame, and you can use your monthly membership message, your M, and show off how long you've been a member. And then you can also, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as I still battle with my very stubborn nameplate. So thanks again, everyone, for being here. Today, this is what I want to do. I want to kind of go through the roster as it stands right now and kind of compare it to the way we started last season and the way we ended last season. And so we'll look at all 3 rosters very, very quickly. And then basically it's going to lead to the question of, are there any holes on this roster as we speak? Are there what's missing from this Canucks roster? And it might be easy to say, well, I think they're better on offense. They're about the same in goaltenders, presuming Demko is going to be okay eventually. So defense is probably where we're weaker. But I want to really take a look at that, a deeper dive in that, and see if that's indeed the case. So once again, thanks everyone for being here. Got a really long name there. There's Derek. Awesome. And for the rest of you, happy to see you for sure. So let's get started right away. And then I'll go for the first 10, 15 minutes right now. Oh, you're watching from the gym. Nice, Cole. Nice. I hope I'm inspiring you to work out in a good way. I'm not sure what that means. I will go for the first 15, 20 minutes or so. I may ask for your feedback on a couple of things. I'll do my mid-show sponsor read with some reminders of what's happening over the next couple of weeks on this channel. And then I will turn it over to all of you for your feedback. But before we get going, it's not a donation per se, but it is a monthly membership message, and which he's paid to earn. He's earned this one by supporting me as a legend for so long. So let's give some love to legendary Andrew Chang. Yes, Andrew has been a member ever since I opened memberships in January 2021. So that's 3 years and 7 months. That makes 43. So 43 months of legendary membership. Andrew's always been at the top of the table. Not that it's a competition, but more importantly, I am grateful for people like Andrew and their support. So thank you, Andrew. Let's give Andrew some love in the chat for not only being a member for 43 months since the start, but being at the highest tier. And Richard, no, I would never ever drink Clamato juice. This is, you guys know, if I can't drink Pepsi, or I don't drink Pepsi, I am loving my pink grapefruit juice. Andrew, I think he likes supporting me. Well, I like it. So let's recognize this donation now. Love it. Andrew says, fine, here is tonight's donation. So I think Andrew is intimating that I was not appreciative of his triple M. Of course, I'm appreciative of your triple M, but I also appreciate the donation as well. So let's give some love to legendary Andrew Chang, not only a member for 43 months, but for also getting the donation train out of the station that is with this $5 donation. So thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you. Fangirl saying you're at 3 years, 3 months. Yeah, that's 39. That's 39 months. That's really good too. Whether it's 3 years or 3 months or 3 days, I am very grateful to all members here. One way to support. How many Pepsis do you plan on consuming during the 24-hour stream? Well, it depends if my mom's watching. If my mom's watching, I'm going to really have to curtail it. If she's not watching, I'll have to just kind of ask her. I don't know, Mom, if watching right now, but Mom, don't worry. I'm drinking. I'm cutting down my Pepsi per my promise to you. And Evil Twin, I have no clue. There's no way I'm going to drink one per hour, but I might have to pop a couple during the overnight hour. So, quite frankly, a 24-hour stream, I could see myself drinking 4. Is that bad? That's really bad, right? JT Miller, hey Clay, just popping in for a quick hello. Thank you. Nice to see you, JT. Always glad to have you here. Chris, longtime member as well, using his triple M. This guy hasn't been at it this long, but always love your content. Then love the community. Hope to collaborate soon, Clay. Yes, Chris, member for over 2 years, was a Hall of Fame member for a while too. And we've been talking off air about doing a collab. I saw, Chris, that you appeared on Rev Trev's channel. You did a really good job. I thought you were very well spoken and represented yourself very well. So let's give some love to Chris in the chat using his triple M 27 months worth. It's Edmund's birthday in 2 hours. Oh, too bad, because if this was an hour later, we could stay on to midnight. But no, Tuesday nights I can't anyways, because I have to be sitting in my chapel at my church at midnight. So Edmund, happy early birthday. How old are you turning? Do you care to share? I will get to my stuff now, but I will acknowledge anything that shows up on green, like I love it. I have no problem delaying the start of my content to acknowledge your generosity. Coach Rob, member for 3.5 years. That's 42 months. So he came in just after I started being a franchise member, being so solid. Wow, that 42 months went fast. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think it's been 3.5 years now that I've done memberships. Thank you, Coach Rob. You are a solid, good friend too, and appreciate you. So let's give Coach Rob some love in the chat for always being a steadying force on these streams. Alfred says, very old. I will say past 34. Oh, well, how do you think that makes a 50-year-old feel, you jerk? I'm just kidding. You're not a jerk, Edmund. I'm glad you're here. And once again, happy early birthday. And if I had more subscribers than Mr. Beast, I would be shocked. I'd be happy. And I'd make sure that I treated people well if I was ever to run a reality show, and I would properly vet all the people helping me. And I think you know what I'm talking about. You are not a jerk, Edmund. Happy early birthday. I'm going to talk about Daniel. Actually, I've talked about Daniel Sprong a lot, Derek, but yeah, I think he he'll be sneaky good for his $1 million that we will be paying him. Okay, friends, let's look at what this year's roster may look like. And I'm not going to put them in lines yet. I'm just going to show you who likely the players are going to be on this year's roster. And then we're going to juxtapose that. We're going to compare that to other, to opening from last season, and then who was in our roster when we close off the season losing against Edmonton. So right now they have 15 forwards listed here on Puckpedia. 14 forwards, excuse me. Who am I missing? No, that's not right. Oh yeah, 14 forwards plus Sammy Blais. So if they have 15 forwards listed, you guys know the roster rules. You can carry a roster of 23 players, but that includes 2 goalies. So you can have 21 skaters, whether it's 13 forwards and 8 defensemen. That would be 1 extra forward and 2 extra D, right? 3 extra players. Or 14 forwards and 7 defensemen, 2 extra forwards, 1 extra D, again, 3 skaters. So keep that in mind that usually there's always, if they're healthy, there's always 3 players in the press box, either 1 forward, 2 D, or 2 forwards and 1 defenseman. Now, I think, yeah, we can just talk about it. Let's not worry about lines, but let's presume the top 12 on here make it, not because they make more, but I just think that Sammy Blais, if he makes the team even, remember, he's coming on a PTO, Phil DiGiuseppe and Neil Zaman, I think we'd agree that they're likely, all things being equal, on the outside looking in. So whether, you know, in my head, if I was to spit out lines right now, I actually would try, Miller, Besser, and Heinen. I would try Pettersson between DeBrusk and Sprong. I'd see what Sprong could do. I'd go Suter between Garland and Joshua, or Bluger, and then the other one, Bluger, between Sherwood and Hoglander. That's what I would do. And then that's what I would do for my top 12. So let's presume those are our top 12 forwards right now, as they are listed actually in order of salary, but these are the top 12 I just talked about. PD, Miller, Besser, DeBrusk, Garland, Joshua, Heinen, Bluger, Suter, Sherwood, Hoglander, and Sprong. Look, they all fit nicely on the page. And like I said, if it were me having to guess right now, I go Heinen with Miller and Besser. I go PD, Sprong, DeBrusk. I go Suter with Garland and Joshua. And I go Bluger with Sherwood and Hoglander. That's my top 12. So let's keep that in mind. On D, I'm not convinced that Vincent Desharnais can carry top pair minutes. So let's go Hughes, Hronek. And again, I'm not just listing them in order that they appear by salary, but naturally, it's not a perfect formula, but naturally you think that the more you're paid, the higher up in the lineup you should be. So it just works out again. It's going to be Hughes and Hronek, Soucy and Myers, Pullman's on IR, and then it'll be Desharnais and Forbert. So Desharnais and Forbert basically making up our third pairing, a third pairing that maybe is we're not sure. We're simply not sure how good they are going to be. Then Noah Juleson right now is the 7th defenseman. So where we're not considering Tucker Fulton right now, we are considering Hughes, Hronek, Soucy Myers, Desharnais, Forbert, and then Noah Juleson. Now, I know we've talked a lot on this show about Demko and Shilovs, and we still don't know if Demko had a procedure or not. We still don't know he's going to be ready, and I still think that's going to be the biggest. That's going to be the biggest story from now until the start of training camp. And then, you know, these are the guys that are going to be okay. And then on our salary cap, we still have 2.3 of Mikheyev. Sorry, Ekman Larson buyout, and then retained salary on Ilya Mikheyev. Now, some guys with an outside shot of making this team. Lekaramaki, I'm interested to see what he can do. We knew Atu Ratu. He's only 21. You remember he came over here in the Horvat trade 2 years ago. He's only 21. And some would say he's our third most promising prospect behind Lekaramaki and Villander. And then Klimovich is there. Archie Baines and Linus Carlson got a cup of coffee with the team last year. So here are some guys that might push in up front. And then on D, we have, I'm really interested in DPD here. I'm interested in, Friedman, we know can play. Breezeball, we'll see about his injuries. And Wolanin, and I'm surprised that he hasn't had more of a shot up here. He's 29 years old already. And then we know that Cole McCord has actually 2 seasons ago ended off the season with the Vancouver Canucks. Then we still have Tolopilo, we have Ty Young, we have Yuri Patera, and we have that Aku Koskunuevo, I can never say his name, who's not signed but playing in. Here you go, Aku Koskunvu. I'm just calling Aku. We got Tom Verlander. So a lot of these guys are playing college. Aiden Celebrini, so on and so forth. All right, so that is a snapshot as to what this year's roster might look like, presuming no more PTOs, no more surprises. So that is the first one. That is 2024 projected opening night roster. So if you were to push me, I would say that they're going to, I don't see another defenseman here right now. So I would say that they're going to have 2 extra forwards. Maybe Sammy Blais makes the team. So maybe it's Blais and Di Giuseppe, and you start Niels Aman and Abbotsford. I don't know. He's got to clear waivers. And then you have Noah Juleson as your healthy scratch on D. Let's contrast that to the opening night of last season. Last season was that amazing game, 8-1 Vancouver over Edmonton. Besser with 4 goals. Now, I can't remember what the lines were. I didn't have time to look up the lines, but we can see that the 12 forwards were here. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think, no, I can see right away, Teddy Bluger is not on this list. He started the season injured. I remember that. I think Bluger was the only injury up front. And then let's say Di Giuseppe was his replacement. So we had Besser, Garland, and Miller. Miller must have played it with Besser because he has 4 points as well. And wow, was it the Lotto line together in the first? I don't think so. But anyway, so we had Besser, Garland, Miller, Lafferty, Hoglander, Suter, Di Giuseppe, Pedersen, Beauvillier, Joshua, and Kuzmenko. You look at that already. Remember, Teddy Bluger was injured, but Kuzmenko not on this team anymore. Beauvillier not on this team anymore. Sam Lafferty not on this team anymore. So 3 of those 12 forwards are no longer on the team. But actually, that's not that much. That's only 1/4 of the forwards. That means 9 of these guys we expect to be playing opening nights 2 months from now. On D, this looks a little different because actually, no, Hughes and Hronek are there. Susi also started. It was Susi and Bluger that started the season injured. So Susi wasn't playing. So it was Hronek, it was Hughes, it was Myers and Cole. Myers and Cole were your second pairing. And I'm pretty sure that Hirose and on the left and Juleson on the right, that was your third pairing. So this one, you see Hronek, you see Hughes, and you see Myers starting the year with the team, and then Susi, who was hurt. And that means that Cole is the only one that's gone. Hirose and Juleson are still in the Canucks organization. And then it was Thatcher Demko, and it was Casey DeSmith. Why did Demko only play 48 minutes? Did they give DeSmith some playing? Demko didn't get hurt, did he? No, they must have. Were they up so far that they decided to get DeSmith some ice time because they knew that Demko was going to play again on Friday. It must have been like that in game number 2. Then let's again the Edmonton Oilers. So we played our first game of the season against the Oilers. We played our final game of the season of playoffs against the Oilers as well. Oh, Demko threw up mid-game. That you guys got good memory. You guys got a really good memory. So this is how we ended off the season. Our very last game against the Oilers, where we lost 3-2 in Vancouver after staging that furious comeback at the end. So it was Garland, Miller, Lafferty, Hoglander, Lindholm, Suter, Di Giuseppe, Pedersen, Bluger, Mikheyev, and Joshua, and Oman. Why does that feel like 13 forwards? No, that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. So some differences here. Obviously, Kuzmenko and Beauvillier were gone from opening night. You have Bluger healthy there. And then you have Niels Aman. So Niels Aman, Bluger, and Lindholm were in. Lindholm was a mid-season acquisition, and they were in for apparently the 3 forwards that weren't playing that started the season on the opening night roster were Beauvillier, Kuzmenko, and who am I missing? Di Giuseppe? No, Di Giuseppe played, right? He's right there. Bluger, Suter. Lafferty. What's going on here? Come on, Clay, do good math. Garland, Miller, Lafferty, and Hoglander. Garland, Miller, Lafferty. Oh, of course. And there's no Besser. There's no Besser for game 7. That's right. But that was the only game he missed. So in essence, Lafferty or Di Giuseppe was playing because Neil Zaman was probably playing because Besser was out. So those were the differences from opening night to closing night. Kuzmenko gone, Bouvillier gone, and then Bluger was out, but now healthy. Besser was out because he got injured, and then Oman and Lindholm were in there. On D, a lot different. Of course, Nikita Zadorov was the biggest difference, literally and figuratively. And then Susie was healthy. So yeah, Susie, you had your Myers, you had your Hughes, you had your Cole, your Hronik, and your Zadorov. So from opening night to last game of the season, Hirose out, Juleson out, and in were for them Susie, who was injured, and Nikita Zadorov, who was a mid-season pickup. And then in goal, of course, Casey DeSmith was the backup once again, but that's because it was Archer Shilovs was the starter in Demko's absence. So I guess you can look at the start of last season, the end of last season, and what we think is going to be the start of this season. And I kind of joked about it at the very start of the stream that you could just kind of sum it up in 1 or 2 sentences. But in essence, now if we go from start of the season of last year to start of the season this year, you basically have 4 new forwards that are going to be in the top 12, I think. DeBrusk, Heinen, Sherwood, and Sprong. DeBrusk, Heinen, Sherwood, and Sprong. And then out from opening night last, Kuzmenko is gone, Bouvillier is gone, Lafferty is gone, and Di Giuseppe will be a healthy scratch. So I take DeBrusk, Heinen, Sherwood, Sprong over Kuzmenko, Bouvillier, Lafferty, and Di Giuseppe. And I know it's not a perfect analogy because Lindholm was the midseason trade that came and then Kuzmenko was out. On D, whereas last year's Carson Soucy was supposed to start. So let's say it was Soucy instead of Hirose. Basically, the biggest change is, and then Zadorov came in for Juleson. So from the start of the season, Cole and Juleson out, and Forbert and Desharnais in. When you compare Cole and Juleson to Desharnais and Forbert, I think that's pretty close, to be honest with you. But when you compare Cole and Zadorov to Desharnais and Forbert, then I think we drop a little bit just because how Zadorov got better and better as the season went on D, and especially the playoffs. And finally in goal, of course, it's going to be, in a perfect world, it's Demko with Shilovs backing him up. It's likely to be Shilovs with someone else backing him up until Demko is ready to go. But I've said this many times on this show. I said it on Canucks After Dark with Parker last night. I don't worry so much. I think the Canucks team overall is better. The defense is about the same. I think they're going to be better up front, despite their really good season, their start last year. So I think the Canucks are better built to withstand maybe not having Demko to start off the season, and not just because of the players, but because of the system. A whole year, a full season, including a training camp last year of learning defensive systems under Rick Tocchet. Okay, thanks, guys. I went for about 15 minutes straight, but I wanted to get all that out so I could then, in the second half of the show, really go and get your feedback on anything I said or stuff that you want to add, stuff you agree with, stuff that you disagree with. But the question I'm going to ask in about 3 minutes, once I start my second half of the show, is what's missing from the Canucks roster? And compared to last season, both the start and the end of the season, do you think the Canucks roster is stronger going into this season? Sorry to hear, Taylor, about your dog passing away. That is very, very, very sad. What kind of dog was it, Taylor? What was the name? Please accept my condolences. Okay, friends, let's do our Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll turn it over to all of you. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Lou, weight loss coach. Check him out at coachpatricklou.com/Clay. and receive a free 7-day workout when you sign up now. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of this fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Some reminders for you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave a donation like Andrew has done, to gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership, and you can use your monthly membership messages like Coach Rob has done, like Andrew has done. I think I'm missing one. Coach Rob and Andrew and Chris. Chris has used his monthly membership message as well. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Oh, his name was Raj, and he was a Pom Shih Tzu mix. Well, Mickey, as you know, is a Shih Tzu. So I presume Raj was very, very cute. Once again, please accept my condolences, Taylor. Some reminders for you before we get to the second half of the show. I had Canucks After Dark yesterday with Parker. It was great to be back. It didn't feel like we missed a beat. Then I'm with you right now. Thursday night is a members only show. So there's 55 of you that are members. We don't bat 100%, but usually we'll bat about 30 to 40%. So hopefully we can see a lot of you Thursday night at 10 p.m. I will post the link on my community tab on Thursday afternoon. Then remember, next week, starting on Monday, because I'm out of town for Labor Day weekend, starting on Monday, I'm back to 11 p.m. 5 nights a week, except for next week. So basically, Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m., back to my roots, owning the 11 o'clock time slot, but starting on the Monday, not the Sunday, because I am out of town, and I'm building up to a 24-hour live stream, October 12 and October 13. Okay, friends, thank you for your patience. Let's get to your questions right now. Is it a good idea to get rid of Ian Cole? I think you could find players that can do what he did for cheaper. So I was okay with it. And remember, you can answer the question too. What's missing from this Canucks roster? If you would only go to one of these two games in Rogers Arena, would you pick Chicago to see Bedard or San Jose to see Celebrini? I picked Chicago. I think they're a better team than San Jose right now. And I haven't seen Bedard live yet. And in theory, he's 1 year ahead of Celebrini. So ask me this question in a year and I may have a different answer. But if it's this season, I'm going Chicago. Canucks are missing not O. Canucks are missing not O. Let's talk. I'm not sure if you forgot to finish typing or if I'm supposed to decipher that. Are missing not O. Are you saying they're not missing offense? I have no clue what you're saying. Just tell me, type me again. Do you think there's going to be any more PTOs at Vancouver around the league? I think maybe one defenseman, whether it's a Tyson Barrie, whether it's Justin Schultz, whether it's a Kevin Shattenkirk. But I also wouldn't be surprised if that's it. Just Sammy Blais is the only one. Defense needs stronger defense. Well, that is implied in the name, Fangirl. How would you make the defense stronger? Are you in particular worried about Forbert? Are you worried about Desharnais? Are you worried that overall our D is too big but not mobile enough? What exactly do you mean by that, Fangirl? Yeah, I love it when you guys offer opinions, ask your questions, but I love your opinions as well. Why we didn't sign Nikita Zadorov? My guess is he signed for 6 years in Boston, right? At $5 million. I think we were willing to offer him about $5 million. My guess is we didn't offer him that 6th year. We probably only offered him 5 years or whatever he got in Boston. I think we offered him 1 year less than that. So I think Canucks liked him. I think they were trying hard to get Zadorov, but I'm not sure if money was the sticking point. If I had to guess, I think term was the sticking point. Alfred coming through with a donation, $7. Thank you. The Canucks need more heavy shots from the point. They were threatening last decade and would love to see more of them this season. Yeah, we've had a history of good shots from the point. Most, you think of Sammy Salo. Jovo was not bad, but Hronik has that bomb. He just didn't use it enough. And maybe that's because he was injured near the last third of the season and through the playoffs. But Alfred, thank you. Great point. And thank you for the donation. Let's give Alfred some love in the chat for sure. I'll get to Lucas, in a second. Who will take the man Tucker Pullman? I don't know. It's got to be someone that's got $2.5 million of salary cap room, and they don't mind trading for a guy who's not going to play for sure. Canucks are missing not one, but two top four defensemen. Ideally, Susie Myers could be a bottom pairing on a contender. Yes, but an expensive bottom pairing. I hear what you're saying. Canucks have two bottom pairings, and they need to find a top 4D by the 2025 deadline. Let's talk. I don't disagree. Obviously, money is tough when both Susie and Myers are making $3 million each. That's a very expensive third pairing for sure. But I guess you could say that's what it was last year with Zadorov and Cole. But I hear what you're saying. It's like, yeah, we have a first pairing and then two third pairings. Although I give Susie and Myers a 2.5 pairing. Let's do that. Let's do that for sure. Legendary Lucas Gates. Also, both our legends, Lucas and Andrew, are 43-month OGs, originals, in and out. But I'll say this, 43 months, hype straight up. Thanks, Clay. Got to head to bed early as I'm working early in the morning. Thanks for stopping by, Lucas. Let's give Lucas some love for using his triple M. After Hughes and Hronik and Myers is a huge drop-off. Yes, I agree with that. I will not miss McCabe. I feel bad that he suffered his injury in his first preseason game with us, but too many chances and rushes died on his stick, Derek. What are your expectations for the season this year, Clay? I expect the Canucks to be battling Edmonton for the top of the division. Yeah, no problem. Let's talk. I thought you were trying to see how smart I was. Obviously not very smart. Myers has the size. Actually gotten better. I actually think he had a good season last year. I really do. If Demko continues to have injuries and Shilovs emerges to become a great goalie, I wouldn't be shocked if management shifts the focus on Shilovs over Demko. Time will tell. Demko's got 2 years left, so that means at the end of this season, we can extend him starting on July 1st. Be fascinating to see what the Canucks end up doing with Thatcher Demko. We probably wouldn't be talking like this, thinking we'd be talking about this 1 or 2 years from now. I'm not completely sold on Shilovs. I'm hopeful. I think he's good, but I think we still have to see more from him in the regular season. Markey and Demko all over again. Yeah, maybe. Shilovs, I don't think is there yet. If we move Pullman, they can sign a goalie. Yes, easier said than done, but you are correct. Would you have let Myers walk and sign Sean Walker or Carrier instead? Both signed around 3.5. I still feel 3 for Myers at 3 is an overpayment. Yeah, I would be fine with $2.5 million to 3 for 2 years. Maybe that third year looks a little scary, but maybe the cup has gone up enough by then where it's manageable. But I hear you. Let's talk. I like Carrier's game for sure. A lot of good feedback out of Nashville, just how solid he is. Sean Walker, I think he's okay. I'm not as high on him as many people are, but I hear what you're saying. They're within $500,000 of each other. Myers has surprising speed. We don't see it a lot because of his play style, but he does show good burst. Yeah, both him and Zadorov actually had decent bursts of speed last year. You think Alvin might sign another player or invite someone for PTO? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, Edmund. It could be. I've heard both Schultz, Barry, and Shattenkirk, but I've also heard them linked to Edmonton as well. So who will be the goalie we'll be seeking now that Demko needs a good rest? It's tricky. Do you go with Shilovs and Patera and save that money for somewhere else? I don't think you trade for a goalie. You don't want to give up assets. I don't think you PTO goalie. I think you see if one shakes out on waivers, quite frankly, because there'll be some teams that have 3 goalies and they might want to go with younger guys as opposed to a veteran. So we'll see. We will see. Maybe, but we don't know definitely when Demko's, how long he's going to be out for. And we don't know how confident the Canucks are, management are in a team without Thatcher Demko. If Demko stayed healthy this season, would he have won the NHL award he was nominated for over Hellebuyck? Would he have won the Vezina? That's tough because Hellebuyck had a really good regular season. And even if Demko stayed healthy to the end of the year, I think it would have been close. I can't sit here and say in good conscience that he would have won the Vezina for sure. Yeah, Kevin Lankinen, Simon, has been linked to the Canucks for sure. Why don't we just keep both Shilovs and Demko? We need to play Demko. Let's get. Yeah, no. and the tandem that the Bruins, although the Allmark is gone now. No, I think that was the plan to go with Demko's and Shilovs. Then you have Patera in Abbotsford, but so I still think that that's the plan. But I don't think I'm not convinced. No, I don't want to say the Canucks don't know what they're going to do next, but I think the Canucks could go many different ways. Sign a goalie, trade for a goalie, PTO a goalie, wait for post preseason waivers. So there's a lot of things that they can do. But yeah, the Demko Shilovs, you can have two a very strong goalie tandem for a combined $5.85 million. Do you think the Canucks management long-term want to dump injury-prone Demko? GLS, that's a great question. I would think this was unfathomable a year ago. I don't know. I really don't know. What kind of contract is he going to demand after this one? 2 more years left on it. If he has 2 awesome years, he's going to want $7-8 million. If he is more injury prone, then maybe you don't have to pay that much. So we'll see. But I don't think they're in the business of dumping Demko just yet. Good question, though. Do you think Demko would rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Obviously, you're talking about his own knee growing. I think he wants to be healthy. Probably won't win the Vezina. Very tough competition. Demko's career playoffs. Oh, Steven always coming with the good stats. 4 goals against and 100. So 974, and she loves 897. Yeah, no, Demko is a great playoff performer. We saw that in the bubble, how he almost stymied Vegas on the way to a conference final appearance. Demko's great. Demko is one of the top 5 or 6 goalies in the entire league. Do we even need a goalie? This is reminiscent when Marky Mark was hurt and Demko took over. Maybe Shilov is all we need. Dubs, I think that's the $1 million question. It really, really is. And it's such a neat talking point because some people would say, swear by Demko, we need him. Shilovs is not proved himself yet. Others would say, no, let Shilovs take the ball and run with it until as long as we need. Oh, sorry, Jack. You're asking down the line. Yeah, well, they're both under contract for a couple of years. Will the Demko Shilovs combination work? I know that last season Demko to Smith combination worked. No, it should work, especially if Shilovs wants to play and management and coaching staff want Demko to play fewer games. Then yes, it could work for sure. NHL might open expansion soon. What markets should the NHL consider? Well, we've been talking about Houston. We've been talking about Salt Lake City. Do you go Arizona another shot? Is it Quebec? Those are some off the top of my head. No, I think Halak's best days are behind him. Haven't caught a stream. Found a better Canuck Clay, so I started watching him instead. Oh, who's that? Who's the better Canuck Clay? I should watch him too. Always happy to have you. Can't think. Anytime. Yes, I realized what I said after I said it, Elfrin. Halak was awful. When teams trim down the roster, do you think Canucks will try and make a picture for prayers? Not sure what you're asking, Simon, but yes, a lot of teams try and sneak guys down to the minors when it's a roster cut down day. So all GMs will be checking out what's going on for sure. In all this noise, the story with Patera is he only has about 10 games NHL experience, played on a bad Vegas farm team last year. So I think the jury's still out on his ceiling for sure. What defenseman would you like to get? I would like to get a right-handed defenseman that shoots a lot. Yeah, the guys that are still out there include those 3 guys I mentioned. They're all getting up in age, but they can all skate. Barry, Schultz, and Shattenkirk. Is Shilov still waivers exempt? I highly doubt it. He's 23 years old. I doubt it. I don't think that he is waivers exempt. No, Carol, you haven't been timed out. We can see your messages. Will Demko be good for the season? I hope so. I sure hope so. Hope Smith will do great in Dallas. They are good. They are a strong team, and he's back up a goalie. He's almost as good as Demko and Jake Ottinger. You think Canucks wait and get a goalie via waivers? Yeah, that's kind of what I said, Jim Benning. I'm not sure if you heard me say it. Is every other way it costs money, right? If you sign a guy like Lankinen for $2 million, if you trade for a guy, it costs assets. If you even sign a PTO, a guy after PTO, I guess technically a PTO and waivers is the same thing in that you're going to have to sign a guy to contract, but at least it's not trading and it's not signing a free agent right now. You think UBC will allow the Canucks to skate in their facilities before preseason? I have no clue. I don't have any inside info on that, Fangirl. Oh, She Loves is waiver exempt. Okay, that's good to know. That's awesome. Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense because I've heard people talk about him bouncing up and down this year, depending on what they need. Thank you. Let's talk. 23 likes. Let's get to 30. I agree. Let's get to 30. Yeah, Demko. You guys, we have a top 10, top 6 goalie in the league right now. I'm not super frustrated he got hurt. We don't even know the full story yet. But having said all that, I certainly don't want him to miss too much time to start the year. Who's your number one target for the Canucks at this year's trade deadline? If they are in a position to buy again, that is a great question. UFA NHL 2025. Who's at the top of this list? Mitch Marner. Huh. I'm just John Tavares. No, thank you. Linus Armark. No, thank you. Shea Theodore. Interesting. Brock Besser. Hey, that's our guy. Nick Ehlers. Ooh, I like that name. Giroux too old. I like Nick of this list. I like Nick Ehlers, but I think a lot of teams will be going after him for sure. Demko's top 5. That's fair. That's fair. Tyrone, give me your top 5. I presume that Shesterkin's in there. Hallbuck's in there. Is it Vasilevsky? Is it Saros? Is it Ottinger? Give me your top 5, Tyrone. Considering Detroit had Husso, Talbot, Lyon, and Campbell as 4 goalies with one-way deals, I feel they could waive Lyon or Campbell. They waive Lyon. Canucks should win. Yeah, Alex Lyon. You ain't lying. You're telling the truth. Yeah, he'd be good. If She Loves can prove this year he's a capable number 1 goalie, I think you trade Demko after this season for a haul. Going to be too expensive to keep him long term, I think. Yeah, it's going to be, well, at $5 million, it's a good steal right now. But yes, I think the nice part of it is Demko has 2 years left and not 1 year left. So you can see how the season goes, both in terms of Demko's health and She Loves play. And then you have you'll be much more comfortable when it comes to July 1st as to think about whether or not you want to extend Demko. I think that's fair. That's very fair. Canucks could hold the fort until closer to trade deadline, then get a goalie on expiring contract, like a rental, like Blackwood. Okay. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, the Preds are going to be much better. Who'd they add? Marchessault, Stamkos, and Shea, right? That's pretty good. Who's more injury prone, Besser, Petey, or Demko or Salo? 4 worthy candidates, and I don't mean to make light of it. I don't want them to get injured. Salo got hurt quite a bit. Demko, recent memory. Besser's had a lot of bad luck. I wouldn't say Petey's in there. I'd say it's one of the other 3. Alvin wants term. Adam Larson. Yeah, someone mentioned that on Canucks After Dark last night as well. Konechny from Philly would have been my number 1 target at the deadline, but unfortunately, he just signed a long-term extension. Oh, okay. I'm looking at an old account. I mean, an old write-up then. Thank you for that. I didn't know about Konechny. It's good to know. Yeah, Simon, I'm going to go to a lot of games this season because I'm going to go to a lot of games. I always like seeing Colorado. I'm going to try and get to the Boston game. Probably won't go to Toronto, go to one of the 2 Edmontons. So Edmonton and Boston, Colorado, maybe those 3 are the ones I'm really interested in. Nashville will be fun too, given it wasn't really a rivalry, but a good series with them and the fact that the way they've improved their team. Goalies don't get a lot back. Look at what Allmark got back for the Bruins. Yes, that's a good point. There's always the market for goalies is very soft. Should we get Lankinen? I've talked about this a few times. I like him a lot. I've had him on my fantasy team before. I just don't think he'd come here for less than $2 million. What's missing from the Canucks roster? Me, a big veteran right-handed defenseman for cheap. How cheap, Dogwood? I think you should contact the Canucks and offer yourself. Going down to Penticton for the Young Stars in training camp. Are you going, Clay? I won't be going because of work and church commitments. That's awesome, Cole, that you will be going down there. Although I might go to Troy Stetcher's Vancouver Hockey School thing in Richmond. I might check them out on Thursday. The Preds have 3 firsts. The Oilers have none. Yeah, that's not good. Do you think Boeser can hit 40? I do. If he stays healthy, I do think he can hit 40. Shesterkin, Hellebuck, Vasilevsky, and I'd say it's a toss-up between Demko and Saros for 4 and 5. Okay. So for you, no Sorokin, no Ottinger, which is fine. Okay. That's fair. Schultz or Barry for a PTO. Yeah, I kind of do want to go to the Boston game. Yeah, Sorokin. There you go. Once Demko is healthy, I always say 2/3, 1/3 David, like 55-27. But I'm willing to go like 52 games for Demko and 30 starts for Shilovs or other guys. No point in trading Demko. He's way more valuable to us than another team. Yeah, yes and no, Jack. I've always make a point that you usually overvalue your own players. That's what you do. You prop up their value and you think you can get more than you actually can. But with Demko, it might be one of those rare ones where I think he is very, very valued throughout the league. Which other Canucks will make the 4 nations rosters? Okay, so PD will make Sweden. Hronik will make the Czech team. There is no Czech team. I'm thinking about the Olympics. So is it? Yeah, I think only PD makes Sweden, and I think Miller, Hughes, and Demko make the U.S. team with Boeser just missing. Boeser is your 5th cousin. I love it. How cheap? Minimum salary, 10 fillets for the truck and a stick of beef jerky. I like Dogwood. I like the way you think. Sign this man right now. Oh, Taylor, you're going to the Boston game. Okay, let's keep that in mind then for sure. Would I like Schultz or Barry? I don't know. I've always like, I like Justin Schultz more at the time when they're in their prime. Barry's more local though, right? Or where's Schultz from? And I get them confused. And how old is each guy? How old is each guy? Tyson Barry is 30, just turned 33 from Victoria. Just turned 33, and last season had 15 points in 41 games. Okay, 15 and 41. 33 years old. Justin Schultz. He's got to be older, right? Older than 33. Yeah, just by a year. He's 34, and he had 26 and 70. He's from Kelowna. Yeah, that's a great question. I actually don't have a preference between the two. I really don't. Do you think the Green Men come back for a season? Nope. I come back for a game. No, I thought that was a good stroll back to memory lane, but I don't know if they'll do it again, especially because they don't live here. Who are your favorite Canucks podcast you listen to the most? Donnie and Dolly, Scares Price, or Sportsnet Radio guys? I find with the Sportsnet guys, I listen to them live, but I rarely go and listen to their shows on YouTube. Whereas I don't listen to their whole shows of Scares Price and Donnie and Dolly, but I listen to their interviews, like with the Frankie Corrados and the Ray Ferrells and blah, blah, blah. So I listen to excerpts from the show, but I don't watch or listen to their whole show. Obviously, I think Canucks After Dark is excellent. One of the most underrated podcasts out there. And I'm a fan of a lot of the local content creators, Locked On Canucks, obviously Kempner as well. So a lot of good Geo mainstay hockey guys. So there's a lot of good, and a lot of these creators too, like Nuckhead and those that are doing more kind of more highlighty type stuff, and they're doing a really good job. So there's a lot of great content creators out there. Vasi is massively overrated goalie. Wouldn't be the top 10 if he didn't play on a solid Tampa team. I don't know. I think he's pretty good. Too bad they didn't replace the Red Seats and Rogers. They don't look the best. Yeah, that's still a year away. If you go to the Edmonton game, I can meet you in person. Okay, which Edmonton game? There's 2 though. Are they going to change the seats? I think that's not this summer now. It's going to be next summer. Does Canada have much of a chance in the 4 nations? Of course. Of course, their goaltending is going to be weak compared to the other 3 countries, but their forwards, probably the best, and their D is right up there with the U.S. So they have a good chance. All 4 teams actually, I think, are going to have a good chance. Hey, Shannon, hope you're doing well. Welcome. We don't need a PTO right-hand deed. I'd rather Vinny or Juleson than those guys. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Adam said Demko. Was that the answer to your question, Adam? I'm not going to home opener. It's Wednesday night. I have church commitments. I'll be going to the Friday night game, though. I guess it might be Mitchkov's debut when they play the Phillies. Schultz played for the Penguins, so you know which one Alvina Rutherford would rather prefer. Are you going to go back to bowling? Yes. Our league starts in about 3 weeks, and I hope I do good, Simon. My technique is better since I ruptured my Achilles, but I don't play enough. Hey, Irvin. Yeah, you are late. I'm going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes, but I have a member show on Thursday at 10, and then starting next week, I'm back to 11 p.m. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, Trev, nice to see you. Ian Clark is gone. Demko is gone. Really? Yeah, I heard Kevin Woodley talk on the radio this morning. I wouldn't say they're not like a package deal, so I wouldn't go that far yet. Just Adam. Oh, Shannon, I didn't know that you're in pain right now. I'm sorry to hear. Should we help the Canucks? In what way? I may not get either version, and I'm not going to buy it just to see Quinn Hughes on the cover. I can look at that on the internet, Fangirl. Depends if we end up playing. We've been playing the Switch more than we playing our PS4, to be honest with you. Tyler might get NHL 25. Adam just got NHL 22. Dub says everyone liked the stream. I like Dub's style. For Team Canada's number 1 goalie, who would you want them to start? A Skinner, Hill, and Binnington? Yeah, it's not the best. Skinner, and not just because we lost to him. I'm not sold on Skinner. Binnington, he's okay, but I can't stand him. If I of these 3 guys, I'm going Aiden Hill. Of these 3 guys. Sure, of course you can show me which jersey is it, Derek. If I get NHL 25, I'll get addicted. So I'm not getting there. There's a man who knows his vices and knows how to control them. I could learn from him. Any people who are ticket holders, can you let me know what is happening at the games, like they said on the Canucks site last year? Shannon, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Binnington is annoying as heck, but when he's on, he's on. That's fair. You wouldn't even grab NHL 25 to get autograph? No, Irvin, truly not. I'm not a big autograph or selfie with players, guys. I just like meeting them, to be honest with you. The Canucks jersey I got was for my 19th birthday present. Nice. Favorite team is the Lions, and they don't match up well against the Blue Bombers, that's for sure. But it could be the Lions. I want it to be the Lions and Alouettes in the Grey Cup. 29 likes, nice. 35 likes, or re-sign Erickson. Yes, my counter says 32 now. 80 people here, which is pretty cool. So let's get those likes up to 35, or else, like Adam said, we will sign Louis Erickson. Okay, 3 more minutes. What season ticket member perk did you pick for the season? Haven't picked yet. They're due next week, and I haven't looked at it yet. I remember when NHL 11, the Sedins did a meet and greet at EB Games. Electronic Boutique. That is awesome. What a throwback. The jersey, I've narrowed it down to DeBrusk, Demko, or Miller. I have the big 3. I have P.D. Hughes. Well, not big 3. I had P.D. Hughes and Besser, and I had Horvat, but he's gone. So I have P.D. Hughes and Besser. And to me, in terms of contract, staying power, I think Miller, DeBrusk, and Demko are the choices for my next 3. Oh, the theme nights. Yes, they haven't announced it yet. No, I've heard Skinner. Wait, are you talking about my opinion on Skinner or the fact some? No, I've heard 4 goalies mentioned for Canada: Skinner, Binnington, Hill, and it's not Fleury. There's a younger guy I heard. I don't know. The amount of drama that's happening lately has been surprising. It feels like Aaron Rodgers drama. You mean with Demko specifically, or everything? Demko, Ian Clark, Sammy Blais, Podkolzin trade, Quinn Hughes cover boy. Those are the 5 stories that I've been talking about all week. Or are you talking about Demko specifically. Well, before last season, I called Hronik having a really good first season, and he did. This year, I'm saying DeBrusco have a really good year. Very good at it, only 5.5 times 7. Yeah, Cole, why don't you keep going? Say that the Canucks are going to win the Stanley Cup. Please say that. Aiden Hill has won gold with Team Canada at the World Championships. He's super underrated. Yeah, he's my guy. He's my guy. Just got a huge jersey. Saw that. Sweet. Thinking about Miller next. Very good. Are you going to avoid the November 17th game with the Grey Cup the same day? I'm avoiding it for a completely different reason. The big youth rally that we run every year, the biggest Catholic rally in Canada for grade 7 is called Spirit Day. You guys, I've talked about it before. I've vlogged from it before. It's always the first week in November. This week we got bumped because of the venue. We did the venue a solid and moved our date so they could have something they forgot to book. Long story short, my big event is actually November 16, 17 this year. So I think I'm missing 2 big games that weekend, if I'm not mistaken. November 16, 17. 16 is, the Blackhawks at the Canucks. And the 17th is the Predators at the Canucks. I'm missing both of those games. So I think Nashville also comes in January. I'll go to that one instead. I think Chicago comes again later in the year, but I don't think I'm going to it. Randomly bumping into players around town is cool. I met Bieksa about 3 times. My mother-in-law didn't know who it was and thought it was a buddy of mine. Oh, that's awesome. That means if you were chatting, see, that's the thing. I try not, hopefully I'm not walking up as a fan, but, oh, can I get a picture? Oh, can I get your autograph? Because I'm 50 years old. Like that, I'll save that for, with all due respect, the teenagers and the young adults in the crowd. For me, I just like to say, hey, hope you have a good season. And that's kind of my approach I took when I was volunteering at the Jake Milford, just having conversations, welcoming new players to the team, and finding out that Spencer Martin indeed watched my vlogs. That was kind of cool. Hey, Lyndon. Demko was more durable than Rogers. All of it. So many storylines. Yeah, that means hockey's around the corner. Aiden Hill's from the island. I want the Vancouver Canucks to win the Stanley Cup. Me too. Yeah, Justin Pogge. Ian Clark Mentee. Yeah, I did not know that either. Who do you have your eye out in training camp? I'm not looking at any young guys. I'm not going to sit here and say Lekar is going to make the team. Honestly, for training camp, I'm interested to see how our new guys fit in. The 4 forwards, and I guess Sammy Blais, technically 5, in the DeBrusco, Sprong, Sherwood, and Blais. And then I want to see how Forbert and Dare. I basically want to see how our 7 new guys do. All right, friends, that is, I think, time for me to go. By the time I do all my wrap up, it'll be 11 o'clock. Good thing. I just realized I went a full hour. And Tuesday nights, I usually only go 40 to 45 minutes. I was wondering why I went so long. And that's because I realized I'm still at 10 o'clock. Remember, next week, I return to 11 o'clock. So, moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang. Both were here tonight. Thank you. We have Hall of Fame members now, including our newest one in RSA, along with Hsmfangirl Gaming, along with Dravakian, along with Just Incredible. So we have 2 legends, we have 4 Hall of Fame members, and we have about 50 franchise members. So invite all of you, all 56 of you, to my member stream. That's this Thursday night. That's my next stream, is this Thursday at 10 p.m. And then back to 11 o'clock, 5 nights a week, except starting on Monday, not Sunday, on Monday night of next week. That'll be my next public stream. So members, make sure you join me Thursday night at 10 p.m. So thank you to Legends, Hall of Fame members, franchise members for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Thank you to my sponsors, Vancity Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to all of you who went above and beyond in your generosity today. Andrew using his M, Andrew donating $5, Chris using his M, Coach Rob using his M, Alfred donating $7, and Lucas Gates also using his M. Excuse me. So once again, my next show is Thursday night, members only. My next show for everyone is next Monday, not Sunday, because I'll be out of town in Denver attending a friend's wedding. It will be Monday night. for my next public stream starting at 11 p.m. Yes, Luke, remember meeting you game 7 against the Oilers. Yes, we can definitely make plans to hang out, bump into each other once again. Irvin says, try to make a clean exit tonight, Clay. Yes, I'm not going to stall on purpose just to allow more time for people to leave a late donation or gift a late membership, even though you're welcome to do so. Thankfully, Kayla's home. I don't have to pick her up, but no, I will not stall just for that extra donation, because who likes a guy who just does anything for money? That was a real cough. I'm not stalling. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. I will see members. I'll see all of you Thursday night for my member stream at 10 p.m. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Edmund, happy birthday tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, did you know that Argentina, the country of Argentina, is surprisingly cold? Yes, very cold. It's bordering on Chile. Bordering on Chile. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.